Toshnik, the question is, can I start out using just staffing company for my employees so I don't need to worry about the cost of workers' comp? And can I still land commercial jobs and grow? So, yes, you could still land commercial jobs and grow if you're using a staffing company. That's not really going to be limiting. A staffing company, I don't believe, is really going to save you any money. They're basically hiring employees, and then they are paying workman's comp pretty much generally, maybe a little less than at rates a little less than what you'd pay, but um, they're still paying workman's comp. It's paid by the pay based on payroll dollars, just as you would pay it based on payroll dollars. So I don't think you're going to save a tremendous amount of money there. And again, yes, you can sell the work, but keep in mind that they're hiring workers, they're paying insurance just as you would, and maybe when you're just getting started, they're paying some insurance that you wouldn't pay till you were a little bit bigger. You'd probably realistically cut a few corners here and there, and so they're not going to be cutting any of those corners. And I'm not advocating cutting corners, but reality is when we all start our businesses, we skimp here and there, and we do a few things differently till we get to a certain level in our business, and then we start, tidying up our business and making our business a little bit more secure and eliminating some liability and becoming more organized. So that's just reality. That's what most people do. So odds are some of the expenses you may not have them quite initially, and the staffing company is going to have them. Maybe a staffing company provides health insurance. You don't have to provide health insurance, um, at least not initially. So they're going to probably have some costs you don't have. And then on top of that, they're trying to generate a profit margin. And so to go get your own people generally isn't that hard. And so I don't really think you're going to find that you save any money there. Uh, in the kinds of businesses we're in, you can generally find some day laborers. You can find some individuals through friends. You can get your first worker that helps you find some other friends, and you pay them, and you use them for a week or you use them for 2 weeks, and hopefully it turns into a full-time job. But oftentimes you can find some workers for on a temporary basis. Now, the labor markets are much tighter in my experience. I know it depends on the part of the country, but a really good, highly skilled employee is more difficult to find than you would be led to believe in the national media. The really good people are still hard to find, even though there's unemployment. So I'm not saying that it's a cakewalk, but I am saying that you can find people, and I think you can avoid the need to use a labor company. So I've got experience with them, with the staffing companies, and I think that they make for a nice opportunity if you could develop a relationship with a staffing company that staffs the type of workers that have the type of skills you need. That's a little more challenging to find. But if you can develop a relationship, if you're a quick growing business, or you need to staff quickly, or somebody leaves, you lose an employee and you got to fill the spot fast, having that relationship in place can fill some holes quite quickly. So I think it's valuable. And if you are unsure about a contract, or you're performing some work on a very short-term basis, you may use them, and then but I would encourage you to fill that gap quickly and quickly move away from a staffing company's laborers to your own laborers, because you don't want to spend payroll, or you don't want to spend training dollars training up an employee of a staffing company that may just leave you. Now, granted, generally you can buy them out, but that individual still may yet leave, and so you're better off spending training dollars on your own employees. Also, I don't believe that generally the staffing companies have invested much effort into really training and making these skilled individuals into highly skilled individuals, so don't expect high-performing employees here. If you hire them, expect to be on the job site, or have somebody from your operation on the job site with these individuals to make sure the work's carried out properly. I definitely don't expect, in my experience, to hire someone from a staffing company and put them in a truck and trust that everything will go well. So again, you can use them to fill gaps, you can use them to get started, but move away as fast as you can. And to be clear, I don't think they're going to save you money, especially on workman's comp. Keep in mind that workman's comp and such is based on your payroll dollars. So if you only have $30,000 a year in payroll dollars, you're only going to pay workman's comp on essentially the amount of payroll dollars that you're committed to. And you're not going to pay some flat amount for workman's comp. It doesn't really necessarily work that way. So and that's a real basic explanation of it, but point being, you're not going to save a tremendous amount of money. So Yes, develop a relationship with some staffing companies. That way you have a backup. That way you have a fast growth strategy, but move away from them as fast as you can. You're going to see your profits move up when you're not using staffing companies. You're going to be able to better control your employees. You're going to be able to better train them. You're going to be able to rely on them better. Just across the board, having them work for you is a far better route for the for the long term.